Carbon Monoxide, the Silent Killer, by Francois Burman. Risk management in our underwater world is something of a paradox. We want to make our divers free of accidents and incidents, but risks are inherent to venturing underwater. As such, hazard identification and risk assessment, called HIRA, is a program based on general safety principles and adapted to suit the situations to which they are applied. They're a tool that can empower dive businesses and professionals to assess, acknowledge, and address the approaches to their risks. These podcasts are meant to allow dive operators to have practical, realistic, and affordable recommendations on how to mitigate their risks. And we begin by discussing the prevention of carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is an odorless, tasteless, and invisible toxic gas that can find its way into a scuba cylinder. It has caused the deaths of many divers around the world over the years. Our natural environment should contain less than 0.1 part per million or ppm of carbon monoxide. Occupied areas and potential sources of carbon monoxide, as per the United States Environmental Protection Agency, may not expose people to more than 9 parts per million during an 8-hour period. A short-term exposure of up to 35 parts per million within an hour, no more than once a year, is also deemed safe. Scuba divers are faced with a complicating fact, however. The surface equivalent value, or SEV, which means the equivalent of carbon monoxide exposure, breathing it at depth when we dive, is a significant consideration. When diving on air to 40 meters, compressed air that has a carbon monoxide value of 5 parts per million, which is considered the safe limit, would now have the equivalent of 25 parts per million. Therefore, the diver, who has multiple dive exposures per year, could actually exceed the safe limit. Carbon monoxide is produced in several ways. Any form of incomplete combustion of fuel, that is gas, diesel, kerosene, or any other hydrocarbon, produces carbon monoxide as part of its waste gases. Diving businesses, especially those in remote areas, may also have any number of motor vehicles, boats, gas or diesel-powered compressors or generators to consider. Carbon monoxide may also come from other sources as well. Operators filling cylinders should be aware of these. They include furnaces, boilers, wood-burning space heaters, water heaters, dryers and cookers, trash, grass or forest fires, gas-powered refrigerators, oil or kerosene lamps, charcoal grills or barbecues, vegetable oils used to cook or prepare food, cigarettes and especially cigars, paint strippers, metal oxide reducers and other organic solvents, as well as non-flammable contact adhesives that contain methylene chloride, because the liver breaks down the compound and produces carbon monoxide. Welding, especially when carbon dioxide is used as the shielding gas, it breaks down to form carbon monoxide in the welding process. Biomass fuel sources, such as vegetation waste dumps, organic waste, wood, and soil microorganisms, cleaning fluids, chemicals, reaction agents, and synthesizers. Many of these sources are not readily apparent, and all could conceivably be found near an air filling station. Cylinder filling station owners and operators should take note and be sure to perform a thorough risk assessment of the environment before deciding where to put the compressors. Ongoing awareness of risks after the initial placement is equally important. Knowing what to look for makes it easier to manage the risk.